Good morning, my friends. Hola, muy buenos días, amigos. ¿Cómo están? My name is Rosanna Jerry Taylor with Beyond the Horizon Travel Agency. I am the agent who specializes in destination weddings and honeymoons. And in partnership with Xavier Bau, the renowned photographer from Cancun, we are doing this series that we call Amor Adventure. Today, we will be focusing on what is the difference between symbolic weddings and legal weddings. So, Javier, would you like to start with that?
Hola, hola, muy buenos días, Rosana. It's a pleasure to be here one more time. Yes, this is a very nice and very important topic. Ceremonies, legal ceremonies or symbolic ceremonies, and all kind of different ceremonies that we have on the weddings, destination wedding. Yeah. Yeah, as a photographer, I have experience with a lot of kinds of ceremonies, like Christian ceremonies, Catholic ceremonies, Jewish ceremonies, Persian ceremonies, all
Yes,
kinds.
South
And
Asian.
each ceremony has his own like protocols you have
Yes,
to take care of.
yeah,
But yeah, that's a very important question. What is the difference between a legal ceremony or a symbolic ceremony? And
yes.
I think that from the point of view from a travel agents, we can start there. How you handle your guests and all the protocols to plan a legal ceremony.
Yes. Uh, what we are very lucky in Mexico, that Mexico allow the symbolic ceremonies, which means that have, of course, no legal connotations at all. It's like its name says, it's just symbolic. It's just mainly the celebration with friends and family. But in Mexico, Mexico is one of those countries that the legal ceremonies are very complicated, and even more if you want to do a Catholic wedding. For example, I have here on my list that the couple that for have a legal ceremony in Mexico, they will need to arrive to the resort 3 business days before. Only Monday to Friday counts as a business day. So before the wedding date, 3 business days. Then they all need to have their birth certificates that have to be a certified copy. They will need to have their valid passports, original blood test that has to be taken at the hotel, and that the results will be available 24 hours later. And they have to have certified documents if they have somebody that, if the spouse was dead, they have to have the death certificate, they have to have the certified copy of the divorce. So it's so many documents that really makes things more complicated,
Oh,
more stressful for the couple. So in my case, when a couple is looking to get married, either on there are 3 countries that offer symbolic weddings that is very easy: is Dominican
hmm.
Republic, Mexico, and Curacao. All the other Caribbean islands do not allow symbolic weddings. You have to do a legal wedding. So
Oh,
it's
really? I didn't know that.
yes. So it's really the I will say that is why 90% of the couples choose to get married in Cancun, because it's more easy, it's more flexible. A symbolic wedding, somebody in your family can do the ceremony for you, or you can bring somebody
Yeah.
from the hotel. You don't need
Mm.
a witness. So it's a lot more flexibility. So and it saves you money as well, because for example, the cost
Yeah.
of the administrative cost on Hard Rock Hotel for a legal ceremony is 1,200. So plus your
Wow. And we're
extended.
talking about two different things, right? We're talking about the legal ceremony, talking about the government rules,
Yes, the
and
government.
also
Yes,
we're talking about legal ceremonies about if we were talking about Catholic ceremonies, because
yes.
you have to accomplish requirements for the government, like all the
Then for the church.
paperwork done, and then you have to get together all the requirements for the priest,
Exactly.
for the Catholic ceremony, and
Yes,
so
and
there's like
they
double work.
yes, and they did a Catholic ceremony on the top of the legal ceremony that you have to pay 1,200. You have to pay for the Catholic ceremony 1,100 extra. So it really is
Yeah,
building up when it's a lot easier to do it in your country of origin. and just either do at the courthouse. But if you want to do your Catholic ceremony, do it. It will be more affordable and more easy in your own country, and then come and celebrate in Mexico with a symbolic wedding.
And there is also a big concern about Catholic ceremonies because you have to know that in order to do a Catholic ceremony, a proper Catholic ceremony, you have to have like a church,
Yes, a consecrated
like
church, and not
sorry,
many
you cannot
hotels
do it
have
like
that.
on the
Yeah,
beach, you require
exactly.
to have a church, and not
Yes.
all the resorts have a
No,
church inside.
very few hotels have. I was checking on that, for example, and we have a chapel, a consecrated chapel on Lomas Group. It's
Hmm.
El Dorado Resorts. They have one. Uh, Hard Rock Hotels has one as well, and Moon
Hmm.
Palace Nisuk has one as well. But those are among the
Yeah.
well-renowned.
I know Versado has one and Iberostar also has one,
Yeah,
but there are these
yeah, it's
big
very
resorts
limited.
that they're able to have like a chapel.
Yeah, yeah,
Hmm.
it's very limited. But there is the option for
Yeah,
the
so
couples.
mhm.
I will say for
Yeah,
Mexican
so
couples will be more doable because they live in the country, and I guess if they live there in Cancun, do their Catholic ceremony shouldn't be so much of a hassle because it's from their country, right? From their city.
exactly. Yeah, for example, in Cancun, there's a local chapel that is
Mm.
on the hotel zone, and it's
Yeah,
very close to the resort.
yeah,
So for locals, they do the ceremony, Catholic ceremony in the chapel, and
yeah,
they transport real quick to the resorts. Yeah,
yeah,
but if you are like a tourist from US or from Canada
yeah.
and want to do a Catholic, it's going to be more complicated to do the
Way more
logistics on that.
complicated. Yes, yes, adds a lot more stress because you have to be and the ceremony has to be in Spanish and translated to English because to have the
Hmm.
legal connotation has to be done in the language of the country. And all the documents are written in Spanish and then translated to English. So all of that start adding and adding and adding costs, which is not reasonable. Is if you are a foreigner trying to get married in Mexico, better just do the symbolic, avoid all the hassle, and just let the hotel take care of all of that.
Yeah, I can say that 90% of my weddings are done symbolic. Yeah,
Yes,
just very few are like legal
yes,
ceremonies. Yeah.
yes, yes, is what I have seen also in the travel world. 90% of the couples that we see is symbolic. The ones that get married in islands like Jamaica or St. Lucia, they have to do it legal because there's no other way. But there are not so
Oh,
many that do that.
and to do so, you say you have to be there like maybe a week in advance, a couple days in advance, right? To do
Yes.
all the documentations.
For example, if you want to do a legal wedding in Jamaica, you have to comply with the 48 hours of residency. St. Lucia is an island that requires 3 day residency, and that doesn't include the weekends or holidays. So it has to be like from Monday to Friday. There's two islands that offer the same day weddings. So the same day that you arrive, if you want, you can be getting married. It's in Antigua and Cayman Islands. But of course, that involves like a express service, and it's a extra fee for that. And then
Hmm.
we have that, for example, in Mexico, couples need to be arriving from Monday to Friday before noon to be counted as a business day. They have to arrive also 2 business days before. So those legal connotations are it makes the couple really extend their stay. In normal cases, we always
Yeah.
recommend the couples to arrive just like Hard Rock Resorts require is at least 2 days before the ceremony because it might be that your flight get be delayed or get canceled. You don't want to be arriving just one day before the wedding day. You want to be arriving 2 to 3 days before the wedding day to have plenty time to relax and unwind in the
Mhm.
hotel, then meet your wedding planner and check all the last minute details.
Exactly.
So three 3 days for me will be the best arriving at the hotel to have
Okay, I
everything
see.
good.
I see. And yeah, and as the point of view from the photographer,
Yes.
okay, if there's a bride that really decide and want to do a Catholic ceremony in a chapel, okay, for the photographer, you have to know that is a lot of different. Uh, your behavior has to be different from
Oh,
like in the
yes.
beach, because the priest. I mean, there are all kind of priests, but there are some places in the chapel where you cannot step in. You know,
Yeah.
we as photographers, we would love to capture this front view of the couple getting married, putting the rings or the lasso.
Yeah, you cannot,
But
yeah, you
we
cannot
cannot
do, you
step
have to
into those some
respect the
places. You have
altar,
to
so
ask.
you cannot take pictures from that place. Yes.
Exactly, you cannot step into the altar.
Yes.
Yeah. So, well, what I do is always get early to the chapel and talk to the priest, to the father, to the priest. Always talk
Yes.
to him and ask him where I'm allowed to go and how, because they don't
Yes.
like you be walking around all the time with your flashes going
Create
off all the
distraction.
time.
Yes.
Yeah, you have to be very carefully, very quiet, move slowly, to
Yes.
don't grab the attention, to don't interrupt the mass,
Yes. The service.
So yeah, that's very important to know, and you have to let them, your photographer, know that it's going to be in a proper chapel, and you have to be very careful with that.
Yes. Yes. Respectful, right? Because that's the house of the Lord, and the couple need
Hmm.
to do
Yeah,
the
each
vows
ceremony,
according to.
different religions, they have their own rituals,
Yes.
and we as vendors, we always have to treat them with respect according to their
Exactly.
beliefs and their ceremonies. You know,
Exactly.
for example, in Hindu weddings, in
Yeah.
the Hindu weddings, you cannot step into the sacred place with shoes. You have to take your
Oh,
shoes
yes.
off
They
to
always
go
take
able
out
to
their
step in
shoes.
in the main area where the couple
Yes.
is. Yeah, and so, some of them you have to cover your head with some kind of a hat or rack.
Yeah.
You cannot be just like with shoes or without the rack on the
With your
head.
head. Yes. That's very interesting. Tell us about the Jewish weddings.
Jewish
How
wedding, yeah,
how
that's
do
another
you?
very common, popular symbolic ceremonies here in the destination.
Yeah, I
I
have seen
have done
more
a
and
lot
more
of Jewish
hotels.
weddings. Yes, and there is some very important times. Uh, First of all, you have to know all the rituals. You have to know the culture. You
Yes,
know,
understanding.
the priest is not called priest; it's called rabbi.
Mm-hmm.
So the rabbi is going to do before they get um, properly married, they have to sign a contract. It's called the ketubah.
Mm-hmm.
The ketubah most of the time is signed before the ceremony in a private place just with the immediate family.
Yeah.
It's a contract between the groom and the bride. They getting married and all that. They compromise to each other to give all that they need and everything. And that is very important because a lot of times we wedding photographers, we are used to do just the traditional weddings
Yeah. Just the wedding
that
day.
has getting ready, and then from the getting ready to the ceremony,
Yeah.
and then the portrait. But in these cases, we have to be very careful and take care of the ketubah sign,
Yeah.
because if the wedding planner didn't tell you that there is going to be a ketubah signing, I mean, we can be waiting on the ceremony for the couple to arrive,
Yeah.
and they will be somewhere else signing the ketubah,
Yeah.
and that's very important. And that's very important
It's
to
very
capture that
important
the
step for
ketubah.
them. Yeah.
Yeah, and then there are a lot of traditions after in the ceremony. For example, they do some blessings. They share drinks, cups with wine, glass with wine,
Yeah.
and then they step like they do seven round walkings around the gazebo.
Mm-hmm.
They walk around like seven
Yes.
times. Uh, and finally, at the end, there's also a very important moment when the groom breaks the glass.
Yes.
They have a glass involved with a grab, and they put it on the floor, and then the groom has to step in and break the
Yeah,
glass, and we have to
that
capture
is,
that. Yeah,
it's my understanding that that is to remind the groom that the love is very fragile, that you have to take care, that you have to take care of your wife, so you will not break it. You will not break her heart.
exactly. And there is also some of them jump a broom. They put a broom in the floor, and
Yeah.
they hold hands and they jump together and jump the broom.
Oh,
Yeah,
do you
yeah,
know
that's
the
funny.
significance of that?
Blessing.
A
There's some
blessing to
blessings.
being on the
Blessings,
broom.
yeah. And then on the party time, there's a very nice important moment when they pick the groom and the bride in chairs. They
Oh,
sit them in
yes.
chair, and they rise them up and
Yes.
dance with them. It reminds them, like in the old times, the king and the queen got rise and celebrate with them. So
Oh,
place them like a king and a queen.
yes.
They have a lot of fun. These are very
Yes.
fun weddings.
Oh,
Yeah, but
I'm
you have
sure
to
it
know all
is.
these traditions and rituals for the
Yes.
Jewish weddings. I love them. Yeah.
Yes. And if you are asking where I can do a Jewish wedding, well, we have the Lomas resorts, that is all El Dorado resorts. You can do a Jewish wedding there. You can also do Jewish weddings at the Hyatt all-inclusive properties like Hyatt Resorts, the Secrets and Dreams. And you also have the opportunity to do them at Hard Rock in Cancun.
hmm Yeah, they have to bring their own rabbi, because of course
Mm,
there has to be a rabbi. Not
yeah,
everyone
yeah,
can do
normally
a
travel with
Jewish
them.
wedding.
Yeah, as a part
Yeah,
of the
and
group.
also have to watch about the special food, because
The,
they have
the
special food,
kosher, yes,
not
the
only
kosher
kosher.
food.
Exactly.
Yes, that's why they
hmm
are not all the resorts can do a Jewish wedding, mainly because of the kosher. They are not kosher. They don't have kosher suppliers. But these resorts that I
hmm
mentioned, they work with kosher catering services, so they can meet the needs of the Jewish couple.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, we can say that most of the time what we get is symbolic ceremonies. It's like the 80-90% of weddings are symbolic. But I want to say some tips for these symbolic ceremonies,
Yes,
because as I said, not everybody can do also symbolic ceremonies. You have to be very careful with that, because I've seen some weddings where they decided that the aunt or the uncle or their friend can do the symbolic. And yes, they can do it, but they have to be prepared for that.
yes.
Because I was in a wedding when they decided to that the uncle was going to do the symbolic ceremony, and this person stepped in front, and he got like panic,
Panic
and he
attack.
couldn't talk yeah.
Yeah.
And the ceremony lasted like 5 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
It lasted like 5 minutes, and he didn't even announce the exchanging the rings. He
Yeah.
forgot to do the
Yeah.
exchanging the rings. So, and they say, okay, and I declare you husband and wife, and they start walking out. Okay,
Yes.
and we have to go back and do the pretending, the
Yeah,
exchanging
the
the rings,
pictures
because
of
we
this.
didn't have that in
Yeah.
the ceremony.
Yeah.
So yeah, everybody can do a symbolic ceremony, but make sure that the people who are going to do it, it is prepared to do so.
Yes, when you're choosing somebody, yeah, you have to practice, right? You have to practice how it's gonna be and who's gonna say what. Yes.
Exactly, and that's what we have also the rehearsals. The
Mm-hmm.
rehearsals, in the rehearsals, you do the practice, okay? How
Exactly.
you have to walk in, how the bridal party is going to walk in, how they're going to be seated, because if somebody get early to the ceremony and find, oh, there's an empty chair right here, and they sit, and there's a first row. I mean, the first row of the chairs is designated for the immediate family, like parents and
Yes, first
grandparents,
row. Yes.
brothers and sisters, or sometimes the groom arrives to the ceremony, and he doesn't know where to stand Okay,
Yeah.
facing this way or facing that way, or to the right, to the left. Okay, you have to be in the center waiting for the bride. Okay. And also when the bridal party is coming in, sometimes they don't know how to line up,
Yes.
So yeah, that's why the rehearsal is very important.
Oh, yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Especially if you want
Hmm.
to shine in those videos and those pictures, you don't want to see all the mess, all the confusion. Oh, no, I should be here. I should be there. So if you want those flawless videos and pictures, yes, definitely you need to practice. Yes.
Exactly. Yep.
Javier,
Hmm.
and tell us from the point of view of the bride, let's say a Jewish bride, what are those significant points as a photographer that you go through with them, and where are the most important pictures that has more meaning for them? How do you manage that? How do you get that?
Yeah. Yes. As I was telling, one of the most important things I see in huge weddings is the signing of the ketubah. You know, because we can be in the getting ready, like having a traditional getting ready with the bride or with the groom, but then at a certain point they have to do this signing of the ketubah. This signing
And
of the
it's
ketubah is very traditional. Is very important.
and you are allowed as a photographer to move freely, or is certain restrictions, certain place that you can be?
Each wedding is different,
Mm,
but all the time we have to be careful with the space. We have to be like no interrupt what is going on.
not interrupt the
Don't be
process.
this distraction.
Yeah,
So we have to be very respectful in every ceremony.
yes,
It doesn't matter which ceremony it is, what religion or tradition, but we always all the time have to be very respectful in that time.
yeah,
So always move slowly. Yeah, if you're going to use flash, like be careful with the flash. Don't be like putting straight to the
and the face
bright
of the
eyes, for
person.
example,
Yes. Yeah,
right in front of the face. So we have to be very careful with that. If we can use natural light, we rather use natural light. To don't be cause distraction.
yeah,
Yeah, but yeah, I can say that if there is no ketubah, it's like there is no wedding.
yes.
Because
I understand. I see
yeah,
that.
there is no contract for in
Yeah,
the Jewish
in the
religions.
Jewish.
So
Yeah,
we gotta be careful with that. Also, the blessings during the ceremony. Uh, as I said, they drink wine from different cups.
yeah,
Okay, and because they drink wine like two times, three times, it's different cup. It's not the same. It's different. So we
yeah.
have to capture each cup.
Each cup.
And then the breaking the glass is also very important. It's very
Yeah.
symbolic, very very
Yes,
symbolic.
of course.
So if we don't know what is a Jewish wedding, we will not be ready for this because it happens real quick.
Yeah, you have
It
to.
happens
Yeah, you
real
have to
quick.
know what are those key moments where you need to be present and capture that. Do not miss it. Yeah.
Exactly. So we have to be prepared ahead of time.
Yes.
So we have to know what is going to happen in the next minute.
Yes.
Yeah, the breaking of the glass, the jumping on the broom, uh, the on the party time, they do special dances as well. Uh, some dances they like hold hands, everybody like make a circle,
Yeah, I
and
make a circle and
they
then
start spinning. You know,
yes.
so that's very important. That is not like
Yeah,
any
that is
dance.
very
So that's very
traditional.
important. It's traditional.
Yeah, very
You
traditional.
know, and then sometimes they grab like a white rack and they start
Yeah.
spinning the rack, the white
Yeah.
rack. Yeah. And then yeah, the carry of the groom and the bride, they pick up on the chairs
Yeah.
when they rise the groom and the bride in their chairs. It's also very important, very meaningful. So yeah, all those kind moments, I think that they are the key points that we cannot miss as a
Okay.
photographers.
Okay, fantastic. And now I was checking in the blog that we're talking about, your blog today, that there are Catholic weddings that can be performed on the beach that is not on a consecrated chapel. It's still a Catholic wedding, it's still done by a priest. but it's a little bit more flexible. Can you tell us how, from the point of view of the photographer, this is done?
That is not very common. It's
Mhm.
not very normal. Okay, but it is just like a blessing. It's just a blessing. It's not a
Yeah,
formal mass because in order
yeah,
to have a formal mass, they have to be in a chapel, you
yeah.
know. But
To be a formal Catholic wedding, right? Has to be in the chapel.
exactly, it has to be in the chapel.
So this is
But
kind of like a
this
symbolic Catholic.
exactly is more symbolic, yeah, because
Okay.
there is no mass.
Yes.
There is no mass. There is no sacrament like given to the couple. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's symbolic. It's still symbolic.
Okay.
It's not like the proper Catholic wedding. Mm.
Okay. So for couples that, let's say, they did their Catholic wedding at home and they still want to do implement their Catholic vows in their celebration in Mexico, they can ask for that symbolic Catholic blessings that can be performed on any location, on any venue at the resort, right?
Yeah. For example, I had one wedding where they were Catholic and they did this symbolic wedding on the beach.
Yeah.
Uh, they did this symbolic share the bread and they drink the wine and they put the lasso and all those kind of things rituals, but as I said, it was symbolic. It
Yeah.
wasn't a proper mass.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yes, it's good to know because some brides might be looking into something like that. So there you have it.
Yeah,
Um,
to be honest, I've seen only once in my 900
I
weddings.
haven't,
Only one time I see that. So
I haven't seen any request for a symbolic Catholic wedding. I haven't seen it, just symbolic. And like you said, it's normally they bring somebody or just any person from the hotel does that performance and that's it. Because it's mainly to,
mhm.
couples are there mainly to celebrate, to have a day of celebration with family and friends, not with all those legal repercussions from that.
Yeah, exactly.
And let me see. I think we have wrapped it very well. It's 10:28 here. So we did it in 30 minutes,
Awesome.
Javier.
Awesome. Some real quick announcements. Please, and I would like to invite to the brides that if we're being helpful with this information, and please write on the comments, and please let us know. Let us know what kind of information you might need, you want to hear about, so we're able to help you.
Yes, and we would like to invite you to subscribe to the channel, give us some thumbs up if it's something that is really helping you. And like Javier is saying, let us know which themes would you like us to touch. What are your questions? Where are you stuck in your process? So if we can help you, we will be more than honored to do it. So just let us know, comment, give us thumbs up, and please subscribe to our channel. Uh, we will come back on January the 7th. We will break for the months of November and December since we are both busy with our clients. So we wish you wonderful holidays, a wonderful Thanksgiving and Christmas Day and a New Year's. May the Lord bless you abundantly and guide you in all the steps. And it's going to be lovely to reunite with you next year, Javier.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Appreciate it. And yeah, I'm very glad to be here. And we see you back in January.
Yes. Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye bye.